The gold-plated conference room at Mar-a-Lago was supposed to be the most secure location in Palm Beach. But on that humid August evening in 2024, Donald Trump had no idea that Elon Musk had activated a recording app on his phone, hidden in his jacket pocket. What Trump revealed over the next 2 hours would expose the most vindictive billionaire rivalry in American history. Elon, let me be very clear. Trump's voice boomed across the ornate table, his hands gesturing dramatically. You're not a real billionaire. You're a subsidy billionaire. Without government handouts, Tesla would be nothing. I built my empire with my own hands, my own genius. You're a welfare queen in a fancy suit. Musk sat perfectly still, his expression unreadable behind a slight smile. He had expected Trump's ego-driven attacks, but what came next shocked even him. I'm going to make you an offer, Trump continued, leaning forward. Sell me Tesla for $50 billion. That's generous, considering it'll be worth nothing when I'm president again. Or I'll destroy it. New regulations, investigations, safety recalls. I'll make Tesla toxic. Your choice. The recording captured every word, every threat, every revelation of Trump's plan to weaponize the presidency against his rival. But it also captured Musk's response, a calculated counteroffer that would turn their billionaire dick measuring contest into a war that would shake the foundations of American capitalism. Before we dive into this explosive billionaire battle that nearly destroyed two empires, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. This story will forever change how you see the ultra-wealthy and their petty wars. Comment below, who do you think is the real billionaire, Trump or Musk? The rivalry between Donald Trump and Elon Musk had been simmering for years, but it reached a boiling point in 2024 when Forbes released their annual billionaire rankings. Musk topped the list at $234 billion, while Trump, despite his claims, was listed at $3.5 billion, and that was being generous. Fake news. Trump had posted on Truth Social. Everyone knows I'm worth at least $50 billion. Elon Musk's wealth is all paper, all hype. When the Tesla bubble bursts, he'll be begging me for a job. Musk's response on X, formerly Twitter, was characteristically provocative. Strange how someone who claims to be so rich needs to keep telling everyone about it. Real wealth speaks for itself. That exchange led to the secret Mar-a-Lago meeting. Trump, through intermediaries, had invited Musk for a private business discussion. Musk accepted, but not for the reasons Trump thought. I knew he was planning something, Musk later revealed. Trump doesn't do friendly meetings. Everything with him is transactional, adversarial. So I came prepared. The preparation included a state-of-the-art recording device disguised as a phone app, legally activated in Florida's one-party consent state. Musk's security team had also swept the room beforehand, discovering Trump's own recording devices and leaving them intact to avoid suspicion. The meeting began with typical Trump flattery. Elon, you're a smart guy. Not as smart as me, but smart. We should be working together, not against each other. But within minutes, the facade dropped. Trump launched into a tirade about Musk's success, revealing deep-seated resentment and jealousy that went beyond normal business rivalry. You know what burns me? Trump said on the recording. You act like you invented electric cars. I was looking at electric cars in the 80s, but I realized they were for losers. Now you come along with your government subsidies and suddenly you're a genius. Musk's response was measured. Donald, Tesla paid back its government loans with interest. Can you say the same about your bankruptcies? The room temperature seemed to drop. Trump's face, according to Musk's later description, turned from orange to deep red. Bankruptcies are smart business. Trump snapped. It's called using the system. You wouldn't understand because you're not a real businessman. You're a techie playing with cars. What followed was Trump's detailed plan to destroy Tesla if he returned to the presidency. The recording captured everything. First thing I do, day one executive order. All government vehicles must be American-made, gas-powered. No more Tesla contracts. Then EPA investigation into battery disposal. You know those batteries are environmental disasters, right? We'll find violations. Big fines. Trump continued outlining his strategy. Next, NHTSA safety investigations. Every Tesla accident gets federal scrutiny. Your autopilot? Ban pending safety review, that'll last years. Oh, and the IRS? They'll be very interested in how you've been accounting for those carbon credits. The plan was comprehensive, vindictive, and potentially devastating. But Trump wasn't finished. Your charging network? Federal land leases revoked for review. SpaceX contracts? Under investigation for conflicts of interest. Starlink? FCC will find irregularities. I know how to use the system, Elon. I wrote the book on it. Musk remained calm throughout, occasionally asking clarifying questions that prompted Trump to reveal more details. The recording showed Trump's willingness to abuse presidential power for personal vendettas. The best part? Trump laughed on the recording. I'll do it all while promoting American cars. I'll stand next to a Ford F-150 and say I'm protecting American jobs from South African billionaires who hate America. The people will love it. It was at this point that Trump made his ultimatum: sell Tesla for a fraction of its value or face destruction. But Musk had been waiting for this moment. Interesting proposal, Donald, Musk said. Let me make you a counteroffer. I'll buy Truth Social for $10 billion, 10 times what it's actually worth. You walk away rich, I integrate it with X, everyone wins. Trump's reaction was explosive. Truth Social is worth at least $50 billion. It's the future of free speech. Your own SEC filings show it lost $58 million last year with only 2 million active users, Musk countered. I'm being generous. The conversation devolved from there, with Trump making increasingly wild threats and claims. But the most damaging revelation came when Trump, in his anger, admitted to previous attempts to sabotage Musk's companies. You think this is my first rodeo with you? Trump shouted. Who do you think was behind the 2018 SEC investigation? Who do you think fed them information about your funding-secured tweet? I have friends everywhere, Elon. Everywhere. This admission of orchestrating the SEC investigation that nearly destroyed Musk's career was a bombshell. It suggested Trump had been weaponizing government connections against business rivals even as a private citizen. Musk pressed for more details, and Trump, in his rage, obliged. That Thai cave rescue stunt? I had people ready to expose you as a publicity hound. But you got lucky with those kids getting out. The pedo guy comment? My people fed that story to every outlet. You should be thanking me for only doing that much. The recording revealed Trump's pattern of using media manipulation, government connections, and personal attacks to damage rivals. But it also revealed something else: fear. You know what your problem is, Elon? Trump said. You actually believe your own hype. You think you're Tony Stark. But you're not. You're a pretender. And pretenders get exposed eventually. Is that what you're afraid of, Donald? Musk asked quietly. Being exposed? What happened next was unexpected. Trump's bravado cracked, revealing the insecurity beneath. I've been rich longer than you've been alive, Trump said, his voice strained. I've built skyscrapers, casinos, golf courses. Real things. You build toys for rich liberals and rockets that sometimes work. But everyone treats you like you're the genius and me like I'm some kind of clown. The admission was revealing. Trump's hatred of Musk wasn't just about business. It was about respect, legacy, and the changing definition of success in America. Musk's response was calculated to provoke more revelations. Maybe it's because I'm building the future while you're trying to recreate the past. Trump exploded. The recording captured him pounding the table, shouting about real American values and fake futurism. But buried in the rant were more admissions of planned sabotage. Your satellites? One executive order about national security and they're all space junk. Your boring company? One safety regulation and it's dead. Your Twitter purchase? I'll make Section 230 reform that'll bankrupt you. You want to play politics? I invented the game. The meeting continued for another hour, with Trump alternating between threats and bizarre attempts to form an alliance against common enemies like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. Each revelation was more damaging than the last. When the meeting finally ended, Trump made one final threat. You have 48 hours to accept my offer. After that, I unleash hell. And Elon? If you think you can outmaneuver me, remember, I've destroyed bigger men than you. Musk left Mar-a-Lago with the most explosive recording in corporate history. But what he did next surprised everyone. He sat on it for 3 months. I wanted to see if he'd follow through on his threats, Musk later explained. And he did. Indeed, within days of the meeting, a coordinated media campaign against Tesla began. Anonymous safety experts appeared on news shows questioning Tesla's autopilot. Former employees shared stories of quality control issues. Financial analysts suddenly discovered accounting irregularities in Tesla's books. But Musk was prepared. He had hired private investigators to trace the source of these attacks, and they all led back to Trump associates. Phone records, email trails, and financial transactions painted a clear picture of a coordinated campaign funded by Trump-affiliated PACs. The turning point came when Trump, emboldened by what he saw as Musk's weakness, made a critical error. He went on a podcast and essentially confirmed everything from the Mar-a-Lago meeting. Elon came crawling to Mar-a-Lago, Trump boasted, begging me not to destroy Tesla. I gave him a way out, but he's too arrogant to take it. So now he'll learn what happens when you cross Donald Trump. This public admission gave Musk the opening he needed. He released the recording on X, accompanied by a simple message. Some people wanted to know what was discussed at Mar-a-Lago. Here's the full, unedited recording. Judge for yourself who the real threat to American innovation is. The recording went viral instantly. Within hours, it had been played over 100 million times. The revelations were shocking even to Trump critics who thought they'd seen everything. Legal experts immediately noted the potential criminal implications. Threatening to use presidential power to destroy a business rival isn't just unethical, it's potentially criminal conspiracy, noted Harvard law professor Lawrence Tribe. The political fallout was immediate. Trump's campaign team went into crisis mode. His poll numbers, already shaky, plummeted as even supporters questioned his priorities. He's more focused on petty rivalries than making America great, one former Trump voter commented. Trump's response was predictably chaotic. He first denied the recording's authenticity, then claimed it was taken out of context, before finally admitting it was real but perfectly legal business negotiation. But the damage was spreading. The SEC announced an investigation into Trump's admitted role in the 2018 action against Musk. The Justice Department began examining whether Trump's threats constituted extortion. State attorneys general in states where Tesla operated opened their own investigations. More damaging were the business implications. Trump's remaining corporate partners began distancing themselves. Banks that had been considering loans for Trump projects suddenly found reasons to decline. The Trump brand, already tarnished, became toxic in corporate America. Meanwhile, Musk played his cards brilliantly. He didn't gloat or attack further. Instead, he focused on innovation, announcing new Tesla products and SpaceX achievements. The contrast between Trump's petty vindictiveness and Musk's forward-thinking approach couldn't have been starker. But the story took another turn when more recordings emerged not from Musk, but from others who had secretly recorded Trump over the years. Inspired by Musk's example, they began releasing their own tapes. A real estate developer released audio of Trump planning to sabotage a rival's project. A former Trump Organization executive shared recordings of Trump discussing tax evasion strategies. A banker revealed conversations about inflating asset values for loans. The cumulative effect was devastating. Trump's image as a successful businessman crumbled as recording after recording revealed a pattern of threats, schemes, and potentially criminal behavior. But the most damaging revelation came from an unexpected source, Trump's own son, Donald Jr. In a moment of conscience, or perhaps seeing which way the wind was blowing, he released a recording of his father from 2019. Junior, let me tell you something about Musk. He's the biggest threat to our kind of wealth. Old money, real estate money. He makes us look like dinosaurs. So we destroy him before he destroys us. It's survival. This recording revealed Trump's deeper fear, not just of Musk personally, but of what he represented. The changing nature of wealth and power in America, from inherited real estate fortunes to self-made tech billionaires. The psychological impact on Trump was visible. His Truth Social posts became increasingly erratic. He lashed out at everyone: Musk, the media, his own team. The facade of the confident billionaire cracked completely. In a final desperate move, Trump announced he would sue Musk for illegal recording. But his lawyers quickly informed him that Florida's one-party consent law made the recording perfectly legal. Moreover, Trump's own admissions of criminal behavior on the tape would make him vulnerable to countersuits. The financial impact was catastrophic for Trump. His net worth, already inflated, took a real hit as properties lost value and deals evaporated. The Trump Organization faced multiple investigations that froze assets and scared away investors. Truth Social, Trump's prized platform, hemorrhaged users and value. Advertisers fled, users deleted accounts, and the stock price for the SPAC that was supposed to take it public crashed. The platform that was supposed to be Trump's comeback vehicle became another failed venture. Meanwhile, Tesla's stock soared as investors saw Musk's strategic brilliance in exposing a major threat to the company. The recording had turned a potential existential threat into a massive victory. But Musk wasn't done. In a masterstroke of business strategy, he made a public offer to buy Truth Social, not for the $10 billion he'd offered Trump, but for $100 million, essentially its debt value. I believe in free speech, Musk posted. Even for those who threaten me. I'll keep Truth Social running as a historical archive of what happens when ego overrides ethics. The humiliation was complete. Trump, who had started the meeting trying to force Musk to sell Tesla for $50 billion, was now facing an offer to buy his own company for 0.2% of that amount. In subsequent interviews, Musk reflected on the entire episode with characteristic insight. Donald represents an old way of thinking about wealth and power. Inherited money, real estate, using connections and threats. But the future belongs to builders, innovators, people who create value rather than extract it. His attack on me was really an attack on the future itself. The recording became a business school case study in strategic thinking. Musk had turned a potentially devastating attack into a complete victory by simply letting his enemy reveal himself. Political analysts noted the broader implications. Trump's willingness to abuse presidential power for personal vendettas disqualified him in many voters' minds. His campaign never recovered from the Mar-a-Lago recording, as it became known. But perhaps the most lasting impact was on how Americans viewed extreme wealth. The petty, vindictive nature of the Trump-Musk feud exposed the egos and insecurities driving many billionaires. It sparked conversations about wealth, power, and responsibility that continued long after the recording's impact faded. In his final public comment on the matter, Musk delivered a subtle but devastating assessment. "I've learned that there are two types of wealthy people: those who see their wealth as a responsibility to build the future, and those who see it as a tool to settle scores. I know which type I want to be." And now, thanks to Donald's own words, so does everyone else. The recording that was meant to be the beginning of Tesla's destruction had instead become the moment when old money's grip on American business was finally, definitively broken. The future belonged to the builders, not the threateners. And Donald Trump, the man who claimed to be the greatest dealmaker in history, had made the worst deal of his life. He had revealed his true self to a man smart enough to let him. If this explosive billionaire battle shocked you, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories of ego, money, and power among the ultra-wealthy. Comment below. Did Trump ever have a chance against Musk, or was this always going to end badly for him? And remember, in the age of smartphones, every conversation could be your last as a respected businessman.